And I'm back. Welcome back to Mellowbot Studio. Dude, intro. Huh? Intro. Am I right? All right. The color has changed. The light has changed. I got one light in here. So, because I got all my lights in there for our actual podcast. And I just left the light on in there so I could show you the microphone, because today we're going to talk about microphones, right? I have some friends out there that ask me about microphones. They want to know about microphones, man. There's a lot of people want to start a podcast. What are they going to do? You know what I mean? Look, I'm going to tell you straight off the bat. First thing, if you're low budget, so low budget that you're like, man, I can't even afford a fucking microphone. You know what I mean? I've been there. Like, man, what am I going to do for something, right? I want to get this done, but I can't. What? So listen, you got a phone, don't you? There are so many apps that are available to you for free on your phone that you can go and you can record, you got filters, they got EQs, they got everything, right? Now, here's an idea. I used to record into in a room where I didn't even have an EQ or anything, and I barely had a cheap microphone, very cheap microphone. My dad, he gave me an old SM58, and I mean, that's where I fell in love with it because it was just so versatile. It was beat all to crap. I mean, it was beat up. The foam inside had deteriorated. It was from like probably the first one ever made. You know what I mean? This is the microphone Jesus used. Jeez, man. Thanks, Dad. You know what I mean? I loved it and I cared for it, and I used it until it just fell apart. And you're talking about years and years. Two people, right? Am I peaking? Uh-oh. Maybe I'm talking too loud. Maybe not. I think it's just my headphones. All right. Well, we'll find out when I record this, and we'll see. Anyway, microphones, right? You've got a phone. Here's an idea. You go into your bathroom, right? You want some natural reverb, don't you? Well, your natural thought is to stand facing the shower, because that's where oh man, this sounds great. Facing in the mirror, and hold your phone out in front of you. Just hold it out in front of you, right? You can record right into it, but get in the shower, because your microphone is pointed at your face, and it's going to pick up everything behind you. And it's actually a beautiful sound when you hold your phone out in front of you like this and you sing, because it's in front of your body. So the reverb has to wrap around your body to get to the phone, and it sounds great. So your voice obviously comes in first. The reverb comes in second. Boom, you're ready to go. Look, you didn't even have to buy a microphone. Now what do you do, man? What you're going to do is you're going to EQ it by pulling it away from your face and putting it near your face and whatever sounds good. Don't get too close, because you're going to override the speaker and it's just going to sound like a rattly mess. So a good foot, start there, move it around and see what you like. Record sounds, listen to it on headphones, see what you think about it. And then there you go. You just EQ'd by using the room and walking around. You got some natural reverb in your shower. You can go outside, get some natural whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then learn to use an equalizer. It's just necessary. I'm going to give you the first tip and trick of this channel. The first tip, just the tip. Learn to use an equalizer, bro. It's necessary. It's the most necessary thing you can do. First of all, your microphone is an equalizer. Then you've got to equalize that, because your room is also an equalizer. So your microphone inside of your room is being equalized by your room. So you don't even know what the shit is happening by the time you're done, right? Now, I talked about that SM58, and I'm going to talk about it throughout this video. It's probably one of my favorite microphones ever, because you can really make things happen with it, right? Let me show you about EQ before we move on. I want to show you what my EQ is on this board. Let me make sure we're going to the right spot here. Okay, are we there? You were there. This is the equalizer that I'm using right now on my vocal. I want you to look over here and see what the hell. So I had to turn it up really loud to get it to compete with other YouTube channels. And in doing so, I found out, oh my God, I've got a frequency in my voice that sounds totally shitty, right? When I'm singing, I'm compressing. I'm not limiting at that moment, right? And it's in a mix. So I'm not actually, it's not this bad, right? But when I want to pump it up from right here into the limiter, into compression, man, it's going to have to sound good. Listen to what happens when I take this equalizer off. I mean, you look, I'm taking 18.20 dB out of like 500 hertz, somewhere around 500 hertz, 400 and something hertz. Okay. Now listen when I take the equalizer off. This is what's going to happen when you buy a microphone and hook it up. This is just an SM58 inside this capsule, right? This is what's going to happen. What the hell just happened? You buy a microphone, you get it home, you just paid a lot of money for it, and it sounds like this, $100 even? That's a lot of money to me, homie. This sounds like shit, okay? So obviously, when you throw an equalizer on it, you learn how to equalize it. Oh, man. Well, that just sounds good. And compression's not as important as equalization. Compression is great, and if you're wanting to pump it out and compete with other people, you're going to need to learn to use a compressor too, and a limiter. But in the meantime, equalizer, think about it, is obviously the most important. And don't even get me started. Ooh, take that off. Don't even get me started on a noise gate, because you can hear right there when I take that off. And that, oof. Ew, man, ew. Let's put the equalizer on first, then the gate. That's how important equalization is to me. And that's how important gates are, really. I mean, the gate, I would take a gate and an EQ over a compressor any day. Any day. All right? Excuse me. So that's what's up. Now, let's talk about other budget microphones. Let's go down the list, right? Because I'm going to tell you some of the best microphones that I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a trick to make really crappy microphones sound really good. Okay. But first we're going to talk about some of the microphones I've had and used and how much they cost and how much I like them or dislike them. Okay. First of all, I'm going to say right off the bat, if you are in a small studio like I am, right, this is like a 9, maybe a 10 by, I think both of these rooms are 10 by 10 or something. Very small. Okay. Maybe 9 by 10, something like that. Very small. Here's the thing. You do not really need a condenser mic. You're not trying to pick up all the noise inside your room. Condenser mics are really to be used if you have a big, huge room. Okay. It doesn't really work well in small rooms. I mean, you could try to convince yourself that it does and buy all the things. But in my opinion, a dynamic mic is going to do you a lot better in a really small room, in a really small studio, in a living room, whatever you're trying to do your podcast. Look at all podcasters. They all talk on dynamic microphones for the most part. I think Ryan Seacrest has he has a RE20, but it's one of the, condenser mic versions. But check it out. I mean, literally, I'm talking into an SM58 right now, $100 microphone. And it sounds pretty decent. I mean, it's not just completely amazing, but it sounds pretty good in my book, right? Because I know how to use an equalizer. And I have to cut. You're talking about 18 dB. Dude, what are you, serious? You cut out half my voice, half my frequency range, just so I could turn it up. All right, then. Now, look. I'm going to mention some expensive mics too, right? Just in case your budget is a little bit higher, right? But first, I want to go talk about this microphone that I used to have a long time ago. I'm going to fix this gate too. I don't like what it's doing. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. Okay. All right. Fix the gate, I think. Let's wait a minute. Here we go. This is the first condenser mic that I bought. It is the MXL 990. I think this is a lot of people's first condenser mic. It's probably one of the cheapest ones you can get. It's probably one of the worst ones you can get. It's not good. It's not good, man. It's got a super harsh high end. That's what you have to deal with a lot of times when it comes to these just cheaper microphones, man, is the really harsh high end. And you'll know when you get it, when you record with this microphone and you start recording a lot of other stuff with it and it's all in the mix and you're like, holy crap, what's the deal with my high end, man? Why can't it make it sound good? Well, this is why, because you bought a shitty mic. Don't do it. And look, I don't have anything against MXL, but they are notoriously bad. Look, this thing right here, I promise you, they still make them super shitty and super cheap. They have to. They're selling it for $100. This is the worst. It's going to mess up. This is going to break. This part right here is going to break. First day. Promise. promise. Look, these guys are notorious for having shitty. Look, this is one I got in a bundle. I've used it maybe a couple times. I hated it right off the rip. It's a decent microphone, I'm sure. I have to put this on it to get any good sound on it because of harsh high end. And then, which that is an option if you have, if you just automatically have a shitty mic. If I'm talking about your mics right now, I'm sorry, but use this. And that'll help quite a bit and stand far away. Look, this is the mount that came with that microphone. It broke really quickly. Really quickly. I just wanted the bundle. And I thought, okay, I get a microphone with it too. Now, don't discount cheap microphones. Here's a cheaper $300. That MXL was like probably $100 too, right? So there is that option. If you can't look, if you're looking at $100, get a damn dynamic microphone. Don't be a fool about it. Then this is a Rode NT1000. These are pretty decent, like really kind of just hardcore heavy. Oh man, they're like $300, I think. Maybe even cheaper now. I don't know. It's $300 when I bought it. It's a pretty decent mic, but you're not gonna, I'm telling you, you're not gonna need, you see I have foam on both of these. You're not gonna need a condenser mic in a small studio. No, you just don't. Man, the fan noise over there. You can hear it. Okay, I apologize if you can hear the fan noise. Now, I will tell you this. This cheap PVM 321 is what it's called. Cheap. It came with a pack of microphones for $150, I think it was, and it was a whole pack of drum microphones, all of them. And the kick drum mic, I fell in love with it, and I've never let go of it. I learned how to EQ it. That's one thing. This is a super cheap mic, man. People would be like laughing at me. They'd be like laughing at me. Listen to the drum video, the last drum video. The drums sound amazing and I use this as the kick-in mic, and I love it. But the thing is, I got it when it was cheap, when I was on a low budget. I needed drum mics, and what happened was I learned how to EQ it, and then why get another mic if you know how to use an equalizer? You don't need another microphone. So the microphone starts off with an equalizer. You look at the microphone, you say, "Look at me, I'm the equalizer now. I'm going to move you around the room, and we're going to get the sound I want." That's how you start off. Okay, now. If you really want to step up from your phone microphone to a super, 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 super cheap microphone, this is the one. This is the one, right? The one that rules them all, the pile of shit, it's been called. It's the pile. It's called the PD Mic 78, whatever. Right? I bought these when these were $10. $10. It's supposed to look like an SM57. It does not sound like an SM57. I'm sorry. It just does not. It doesn't have a it doesn't have a transformer in it. So no, you're not getting SM57 level out of this. But I will show you something in a moment that will make a crappy mic sound pretty good. A little trick. I'll show you that in a minute. All right. I want to show you a more expensive microphone. Possibly, probably, definitely, actually, my favorite microphone of all time. My favorite microphone of all time. If you've got the budget for it, I recommend it. Let's get rid of this piece of shit. All right. The Electro Voice RE20. Now, I know a lot of people, look, when it comes down to podcasting and you see people on YouTube all over the place, even us, look, I left the light on back there so you could see my two RE20s, right? My prized possessions, right? Me and my wife do a podcast together and love those mics. We'll never, look, when I sing vocals, that's what I sing. I'll use it for everything now. And when it comes down to podcasting, you see people using that microphone or the RE20 or the SM7B. This is not a 7B. This is a 3D printed microphone case that's holding an SM58, but an SM7B is close to an SM58 capsule. Really not the same, but close. People say it's the same. It's not. But you see the two. Now, the reason why I recommend the RE20 over the 7B without ever even using it is for one reason alone. Okay. You see how long this microphone is? Okay. You see these ribs in it? This microphone is built. Hold on. Let me hit this gate up again. It's pissing me off. All right. Maybe that's good. I don't know. Okay. So, no, it's not. We're just going to go back to where I was. I'm going to live with it for today while I'm talking about microphones. Awesome. Awesome for this video. Great. It's catching my voice and I don't like it. Maybe I need to take this up. Let's take this up. Yeah, why not? All right. Is that good? Hold on. How about totally like that? Hold on. I think we almost got it. Let me get back over here. This is great. Talking about microphones, right? And I've got to fix my shit just midway. All right. We'll see what happens there. You know, I put the attack way, 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 way too late. So I may have just ruined the whole video. But whatever. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it right, folks. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. Okay. No, that's not good either. Well, I guess I just ruined this video. Let me fix this. Bring the attack down just a little bit more. Where are we at? Where was I at? Yeah, let's go down. Okay. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Jesus. Will this work? Hey, maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I think it sounds all right. Okay. We'll work with it for now. So, microphone video, back to it. You see these ribs? This is built like a boom mic, like you see in movies, right? With their holding it over people's heads and stuff. It's built like that. So what that means is it does not have a proximity effect. It just doesn't have one. No, this gate is horrible. Whatever. I'll fix it for the next time. It doesn't have a proximity effect. You can get further away and closer, and the bass doesn't go up. With this one, it does. With most microphones, it does. With the 7B, it does. With the RE20, it's great for vocals, singing, because especially with people who aren't used to using microphones, so they're all over the place, because it's going to be the same kind of right in this area. So it's a great mic. It's like, what was it? What was the price on that? $500. And here's the thing. You're going to quit popping up. You're going to need to get this, bing. You're going to need to get this cage for it to sit in. The shock mount, it's got to have it. And this stand, actually, we use this. We use this entire thing. I just don't like the black one, but we use it. Look, you're going to need the shock mount. You're going to need the stand. The shock mount is necessary. It will pick up vibrations through the floor like no other microphone ever. I promise you, more than a condenser, it's going to pick up vibrations. You put it in this and it's not going to. It's going to work out perfectly and sound amazing. Sound absolutely amazing. Okay, let's move on. That's a great microphone. I don't have a link for you or anything. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to give you some good information, and that's what's up. So let's go back over here. Let me catch my bearings and see where I'm at here. Maybe I attack it just a little bit closer. Maybe I will fix it eventually. Oh, I gotta have repeating numbers. You know, the weird thing about me. All right, whatever. We're going to leave it there for a minute. Okay, then the absolute ultimate in low budget microphone, right? Over a lot of people have these two competing. The real SM57 and the SM58. I've got a ton of these. The SM58 is a lot heavier, so if you're into a lighter microphone, go with the SM57. But listen, the SM58 in my mind beats it out, and I'm about to tell you why I like the SM58, because it's more versatile around the studio. It's, if you know how to use an equalizer, it's way more versatile. And I'm going to show you one reason why I think it is. Well, let me start here with just the microphones. I've got 12 of these. I will say this. If you find one of these, right, this is an 565 SD. It's the same exact capsule as the SM58. So sometimes you'll get it a little cheaper. It has a little bit different grill, but it's the same capsule, same design and everything. I mean, I'm literally telling you it's the same capsule, right? Here we go. Ta-da, there's that one. The words are going to be backwards because I've got to see when I'm doing this, I got to see myself, right? Same capsule. No difference. Same Unidyne capsule. All right. So there's that. So if you can pick up one of these cheaper, it's got a switch on it. It's cool. It's kind of retro looking. I use them on, sounds really good on snare, right? But so will a 58. If you know how to use an equalizer, you can make anything, almost anything. Maybe not a phone mic. Sound good on a snare. Probably not a phone mic. I can't get this on here. Okay, so look, I'm having problems today with the gate, with the microphone, the squeaky noise. Okay, look. So the ultimate in microphones is right here. It's $100. You can get them. I got a pack of like 6, I think. It was, yeah. And it was, they were $60 a piece. Amazing deal. You got to be careful when you're buying them. If you don't know what you're doing, buy them new. $100, $100. This thing will last you forever. Look, this has got a dent in it. You see that dent? I probably dropped it on the floor, or somebody did before I got it, and it's been beat all to shit. And they work great. They just, you could throw them. You don't want to throw them, but you could look. If you start to get if you're at a gig, something, you start to get mugged. You just grab this microphone, like, what's up, dude? I got a fist load. I will hit you over the face with this. Don't even step. Okay. So these are great microphones, and you can learn how to EQ them. Why do I think they're better than the SM57? The SM57 is going to sound great on guitar and snare, but really beyond that, you don't have that much range, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first of all, just with versatility alone, disregard taking out the transformer. Please don't do that. If you're going to take the transformer out of your 57 microphone, just buy a different microphone that doesn't have a fucking transformer in it, and don't be an idiot. You're going to ruin a perfectly good microphone, and just use it what it's meant to be used for. Get a 58. What you're looking for is just a lower register, and I'll show you that in a minute. Anyway, so disregard taking that shit out, because hopefully you're not dumb enough to do that. So let's say with the SM57, you're not going to be able to get to the capsule. This is what you're stuck with. So your best bet is to use one of those foamies like this, and you've got the option to use a foam, an actual one that fits it, or not use a foam. Okay. So versatility. This, you can use a foam or not use a foam. Then I just showed you that you can take the capsule off. So there's 3 different ways, because this has a foam in it as well. You can take the foam out of, or not the capsule, the basket. You can take the foam out of the basket as well, and then put it back on. And there's like 4 or 5 different ways right there of different sounds that you can get, different frequency ranges, different instruments. Just use it around till it sounds good. Blah, blah, blah. But let me show you the main way. That's just me thinking of what different ways of using a microphone other than the way it's supposed to be. Just use it with the damn basket on it and learn to use an equalizer. Okay. But the thing that convinces me is right here. RE20. Check that out. It's a badass microphone. There's better channels that are doing better reviews on it. I think Dark Horse or Dark something Studio. Dark Corner. The darkness. I believe in a thing called love. All right, check this out. This is why. This is the SM57 in pink. This is the Shure SM58 in green. I don't know. I would have put it right beside it, but whatever. Somebody made this, and it's cool that they did it. Here's the cutoff on the Shure SM57. It's way up here near 50 hertz. It starts cutting off. By the time it gets to 100, it's what? What is that? 5 dB down. 5 dB down. By the time it gets to 50, it's negative 10 dB. Okay. Now look at the cutoff over here for the SM58. It starts cutting off just slightly in front of 100. Okay. Just think about this. On my EQ on the board, my high pass is set to 111. Right. I like repeating numbers. So this is what's up. So it starts dropping right around 111. Okay. By the time it gets to 50, it's not negative 10. It's right above it. It drops off a little faster, but it definitely doesn't start dropping off to it. So you got more frequency range, and that's why the Shure SM57 is great for snare. It's great for amps, guitar amps and stuff. The SM58 is just going to be more versatile. I mean, look in the higher register here. You have more dips. This one's kind of just smooth. And then look over here. This is what I really love about it. It's actually going to help you with sibilance, because over here in the between 7 and 8 range and all around right here, it kind of dips down to just normal level. So it'll help you. It'll boost your high end, but take it down. All right. So anyway, that's why in my mind the SM58 is a clear winner all the way around. And let me show you the last video. I showed you this, right? Okay, this is the drum kit from the last video. The drums, they sound great, dude. They sound great. This is in a little bitty room, recorded in a 10 by 10 room. You heard those rooms? They sounded like rooms, man. They were kick-ass for what it is, right? I'm going to really blow your mind in a minute. So these are the SM58s that I used. I actually, when I was going through my notes and stuff, I realized, I told you guys I used SM58s for overheads here, but I didn't have all of my 58s yet. I only had I had 6. This is when I got the bundle of 6. I bought more later, right? I had 4 for the toms. I put 1 as the kick out mic, 1 under the snare, and then I had this 565 SD. I've since bought like 4 more 58s and another 565 SD. Now, so I actually, kid you not, I used these for the overheads in this pile. 2 piles. I got another one over here. I keep them laying around just in case. I don't ever use them anymore, but they're still there to remind me of where I came from. Look, I use these as overheads on that. Go back and listen to that last video, man. The overheads. Yes, I had to use a de-esser to kill the harsher high end. And I took foam and basically took like fucking just real thick ass foam, like memory foam probably. And I just like tied it or rubber banded it around both of them. And I use ORTF. So they're sitting up there above the kit like this. And that's what you hear in the overheads. And they sound great. And I'm going to tell you why, because there's a trick to making shitty microphones sound way better than they do. Not completely amazing, because the capsule has a lot to do with that, but this will help you. And you're going to laugh when you hear it at first, because you're going to be like, that's so simple. There's no way it works. Change out the wiring, my friend. All you need is a soldering iron. That's super cheap. You can get one of those at Walmart probably. And then change out the wiring. I use 18 gauge wiring because it's thick as fuck compared to what is in these microphones. When I took the wiring out of this, it was hair thin. It was worse than hair thin. It was so thin I could barely even see it. And at that time I had 2017 vision. Better than perfect, my friend. Better than perfect. I could see something, but I'm like, how does the signal even get through that shit? What the hell? And it didn't sound that great. Then I changed out the wiring. I hate having to screw these off, to 18 gauge wiring. Now, the signal, it was booming after that. I was able to get those damn overheads. Go back to the last video. I'm serious. The overheads sound amazing. I think I got that gate sounding better, actually. I'm going to save the settings there. Okay. Anyway, who knew? Who knew? It was audio engineer, or a wannabe audio engineer. I knew that. So that's the trick. Trick number 2, right? The trick number 2 from the channel. Boom! I'm laying them out today. Trick number 2. Change the wiring in your cheap-ass microphone, because this thing costs $10. So if you want a real microphone, but keep in mind, you're going to have to cables, interface, right? If you don't have all that, use your phone and use an equalizer. Okay. Now, there was something else. Oh, yeah. The reason why, it's because some people think, changing out the wiring ain't going to do shit, man. Well, I'll tell you why, fuckhead. It will do what I say it does. I'm going to show you right here. I used to work in cable, right? And there's 2 different kinds of wire that we would use. We would use RG6, which is what you normally see, right? Everywhere. RG6, that's what's running into your home, into your walls. Hopefully you don't still have 59, RG59 in your walls, but maybe they've replaced that by now. But you should have RG6, what's running through your house. It's what's probably running to your house if the pole's close enough. That's just what's up. Now, it's a thinner wire, right? It loses quite a bit of dB over longer ranges. So when we would install something, say 300 feet, up to 300 feet, we could go. We would use RG11. Anything past 100 feet, RG11. Now it was super thick. It was like probably an 1/8 inch or more. I mean, probably a little over. I'm almost want to say 1/4 inch, but that's just ridiculous. Anyway, let me go over here and show you this. This is the signal loss between the two cables, and they're not far apart in size. I mean, the RG11, it's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever that measurement is. You can look it up if you're that interested. Okay. RG6, 75 ohms up to 3 gigahertz. Now look at the loss, at 450 megahertz, 4.7 dB at 100 feet. This is what RG6 loses. 2.9 dB at 100 feet for RG11, right? Okay, now let's get up in the different frequency ranges. This is what's important. 1,000 megahertz, approximately 6.5 dB at 100 feet. It loses 6.5 dB. Over here, RG11 still going along, just 3.5 dB at 100 feet. All right, now look, in the 2,150 megahertz range, approximately 9, almost 10 dBs at 100 feet. This one, half that, still running along at 5 dB. So that's the thing. Now, this is talking about megahertz. We're talking about signals, different types of signals, I mean, not really. It's all electricity. It was 90 volts running down through there. And we don't have that running through our shit. But listen, we're talking about minor signals. That's why I'm using a smaller wire than RG11, right? It was literally the size of this, like the size of this screw here, compared to RG6, which I've got one over here, but I'm not going to take it apart. In fact, no joke, I use RG6 wire to record guitar because it's such a clean signal. I have a cheap preamp, right? It's a tube preamp, but I could turn that bitch all the way up with zero noise with this because it's shielded. It's an RG6, and I've just got an RG6 connector, like a regular cable connector. You plug into the back of your television, and it's connected to an adapter. Boom, and I use it. I wouldn't play on stage or anything. It's not worth it at that point because it's just hard to maneuver. But to record, oh yeah. And I learned that in the cable business. I was like, holy shit, because I ran out of cable, or I didn't even have cables, guitar cables. I need more cables because I got a mixer. So I started making cables out of that and went to what was it? Radio Shack? Oh, I miss Radio Shack. Anyway, look, that's what I got to say about microphones. If you're looking for a cheap budget microphone and you got no budget, you got a busted ass budget, hey, it's your phone, right? Use it. Utilize equalizers. Work with it until you got a good sound. You see what I had to do? What kind of damage I had to do to my own vocal just to get it sound good? You see what I have to do right here with the gate and everything else? It just sounded like shit. It sounds better now. I mean, I'm pretty sure I fixed it. I might listen to the video and be like, man, that was all fucked up. I had to do that yesterday. My first videos, I recorded 2 videos, like an hour and 30 minutes of video between 2 videos. And then both of them were shit. So I had to scrap that. I'm not a live sound engineer, man. When you're mixing music, you got all day to sit here and mix. So I'm going to end the video there. That's some microphones. That's my thought on microphones. If you got a better budget than a phone, go with this. Change the wiring out. Go with something like this. Change the wiring out. Just a cheap $10 microphone. If you can get an even better microphone, don't get a condenser if you're in a small ass room. Get a dynamic mic. The SM58 will never let you down. A real SM57 won't either, right? If you will just have to have a 57 because it looks cool and your buddy has one, hell, you're not going to lose out. Learn to use an equalizer. You're not going to lose out. It's badass. Okay, both of them. So either way, and I have used real SM57s. I just don't have any right now because I decided I liked 58s better. Don't tase me, bro. Anyway, let me show you some pictures. That's the end of the video if you want to go, but I do want to show you some pictures actually of my old studio if you're interested. Let's see. What do I use now? I use of course, the beautiful Studio Live 32S. Love it. I'm going to get another camera so you can watch me mix the vocals on it. That's what I've been working on, but I wanted to put out. So here's my old setup, my Tascam 3500, M3500. I built a circuit to go in there that was valve caster, like guitar pedals, but it came out to the aux channels, and I could turn it up on each channel. It was pretty badass. I thought I was doing some shit. This was a hybrid setup, so I actually had my channels in the board set up on this Behringer BCM 2000 or BC. I can't remember. Not the faders, so it isn't BCF. But these are all these rotary knobs, and it had 2 layers or 3 layers. I can't remember, but man, it was awesome. So I could do EQ and compression in the box and outside. I had these quad compressors from Behringer. This is the old thick plate ones. If you know, you know. They're the better ones, and they worked really good for utility compressors. And I could also compress in the box if I needed to. So I had one on every channel, and I had a couple of, just deals that I got. I did use this sonic maximizer. Don't laugh at me, but I used it on a kick drum, and it sounded awesome because it's just the 2 fundamental frequencies of the kick drum. Then I used all these for different effects. The Dan Electro guitar, I've used it for some kind of mono effect. I had reverbs, 2 different nano verbs here. Probably used chorus and something. Big knob. Look, I had the FMR real nice compressor on the master bus. And then I had a couple other compressors. DBX compressor was pretty good on the drum bus. Some cheaper compressors I would use for like toms or something, But anyway, I thought I was doing something. I had a pretty cool equalizer I regretted selling. Let's see, here's another setup I had. It was before that one. Going backwards here. This is a setup I had way before that one. I used 2 Motu 24 IOs. You can see all that wiring. I know it's fuzzy, but you can see all that damn wiring, man. It's a lot. This is why I do not. Look, I had 48 ins and outs going different places, different effects, different shit, just cables freaking everywhere. Now I have like 2 cables going in. 1 USB cable going into my computer. I love it. I love it. Because these 2 boxes had FireWire. Yeah, here's that thing with the knobs. I absolutely loved it. You see, I got the... I get freaky with it, man. I label everything. I had Cubase back then, man. It took forever to set that shit up. Oh, my God. The MIDI was horrible to try to set up. MIDI control, anyway. Yeah, there's that circuit. 2 tubes. Man, electro voice. Electro harmonics tubes. Cool. Super good low end on those. Anyway, I thought I was doing some shit. Had a little tape machine hooked up to it. Coming out of the... Coming out of the damn... let me go back over here. Let's see. Yeah. Coming out of the groups over there. I got a better view of the groups over here. Boom, boom, boom. Coming out of these group channels, right? I had all those going to it was the 8-track Fostex, right? So I had those going out, and you could go, you could make it a mono channel by panning left or right. So the kick, I would pan all the way to the left and send it to this group, and it would be a mono kick. The snare, I'd pan it all the way to the right, send it to the group, and it'd be mono. So I could have a mono track, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it was fun. But I don't regret leaving that to go to the Studio Live at all. The Studio Live has opened my eyes to the world of amazing digital, and I absolutely love it. studioone, I left Cubase, never looked back. I mean, it's so easy to do everything in there. I mean, I just love it. I love it. Anyway, so if you're looking for a program, there's one. If you're on that low budget, though, that busted ass budget, you ain't got no microphone money, you ain't got no fucking program money, man. We ain't got no band, Randy. Yeah, you ain't got no software money then. What you need to do is get Reaper. My buddy uses it, and he puts out badass music. Reaper's bad as fuck. It's just as good as you know what I mean? I wish I would have got involved with Reaper, but I didn't. I paid for something before I knew about it, and now I'm upset. No, but seriously, get Reaper. I'm going to get out of here. This has been too long. Shoot, 40 minutes? No, nobody's going to watch this. Anyway, all right then.